Yeah, but like I was saying, anyway, Satan keep trying to throw me off, but keep cutting out the camera. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, like I was saying, Joel chapter 2 and verse 27, and it reads, "And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Yahweh your power, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed." All right. So the Most High has only dealt with the nation of Israel, so-called Negroes, Native Americans, and Hispanics. He's not even dealing with all the nation of Israel at this, present time, man. Only dealing with the remnant, the elect. Back to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 11. Okay. Continue to flow. Then the Yahweh said unto me, "Proclaim all these words in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem, saying, Hear ye the words of this covenant and do them." All right, the covenant was only given to the nation of Israel. All right, the heathens had no parts, no inheritance with us, man. They are nothing more than peasants. Okay, for I earnestly protested unto your fathers in the day that I brought them up out of the land of Egypt, even unto this day, rising early and protesting, saying, Obey my voice. Obey Yahweh Shai. Do the work, man. Keep the commandments. Rehearse the righteous acts. Judge chapter 5 and verse 11. You know? Yet they obeyed not, nor inclined. Salakia. Yet they obeyed not, nor inclined their ear, but walked everyone in the imagination of their evil heart. Therefore I will bring upon them all the words of this covenant, which I commanded them to do, but they did them not. Meaning what? All right, everything that was written in the covenant, it was an agreement, man. We keep the law, statutes, commandments, then, we stay at the top. We don't, then we be at the very bottom. We become slaves. We become the peasants. We become the abominable, man. All right, we look down upon. You literally got Edomites, cave monsters looking down upon you, man. Cave beasts, man, laughing at you, mocking you, calling you out your name, man. Just by them calling you a black man, that still is a byword, man. We are not black. Different shades of brown. All tribes, we're all different shades, man. It is what it is. And then you got our peoples that just messed up in the head, man. They couldn't come, because of what have happened, Anyway, continuing on. And the Yahweh said unto me, a conspiracy is found among the men of Judah and among the inhabitants of Jerusalem, all 12 tribes, man. They are turned back to the iniquities of their forefathers, meaning what? Doing all types of idolatry, okay? Worshipping different gods, worshipping things that we shouldn't have no parts of, man. Following the ways of the heathen, They are turned back to the iniquities of their forefathers, which refused to hear my words, and they went after other gods to serve them. The house of Israel and the house of Judah have broken my covenant, which I made with their fathers. And the commandment what says what? Have no other God before him. Let's go to the book of Judges, chapter 2. The book of Judges, chapter 2, and start at verse 11. These are things that we have done, man. We as far as saying we went back, we start, following the ways of the heathen again, man. Worshipping different idols. Judges chapter 2 and verse 12, verse 11. And it reads, And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Yahweh, and served Balaam. And they forsook the Yahweh, power of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods, of the gods of the people that were round about them, and bowed themselves unto them, and provoked it, the Yahweh, to anger, man. All right? So we made Yahweh Shai angry, man. The same way our people now is worshiping what? Jesus, Serapis Christus, that they don't even know of, which is Jesus now, is nothing but a Caesar Borgia, worshiping that fat so-called statue of what's his name, that the Moabites love, so-called Chinese. Anyway, they worshiping that, man. People worship all types of foolishness, man, all types of bullshit, and this is why you're still in the predicament that you are in. Continuing on. Salakia. Verse 11. Therefore, thus said the Yahweh, Behold, I will bring evil upon them, which they shall not be able to escape. And though they shall cry unto me, I will not hearken unto them. Have any of us was able to escape the captivity, man? No. You know, was any of us able to escape slavery? No. We was able to do nothing, man. We was literally just immersed into every drop of slavery, man. And we're still in captivity to this very day. All the curses that came upon us for us being disobedient, we were just immersed in it, man, like drenched in it, you know? We couldn't do nothing, all right? The reason that the yoke came up off our necks because it was, you know, we had served that part of the prophecy, you know? It was time for the next, you know, it was time for the next step, you know? Everything has a due date, all right? Then shall the cities of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem go. Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. And cry unto the gods unto whom they offer incense. But they shall not save them at all in the times of their trouble. Let's read the book of Judges chapter 10. You know, the same way, you know, it said grow and cry to the gods, man. As I said, you know, just the way our peoples do what now? You see grandma in church crying and jumping up and down, and auntie crying, jumping up and down to what? A white man, man. So, you know, a Jesus, you know, which is not but Caesar Borgia. Crying, man. You see Jake that falls in love with, you know, with the whole Muslim thing, and he starts speaking like a so-called Arab, you know, start acting just like him. You would think that he was from there, but they get immersed into these things, man. They cry onto these things. They fast onto these things, man, which is nothing more than vanity. It's vain. It's worthless, you know. Let's read the book of Judges chapter 10. And it reads, Judges chapter 10 and verse 13. Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods, wherefore I will deliver you no more. All right? So listen, man, you know, we're going to, you know, going to captivity. You know, he would send someone real quick and we'll get out. You know, Samson, you really pick up Judges and you see the pattern. But now we've been in so-called America for over 400 years, man. 500 years, you know, 500 years some change. You know, especially the northern tribe. Go and cry unto the gods, which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. You know? So what happens, man? You still crying unto these gods, and what has Jesus done for you? You know, this is why when you see a Jake still call on these different gods and things like that, man, he's sick, man. But it said the whole head is sick. The whole head represents what? Judah, man, the so-called Negroes. The whole head from Judah on down, you know, all sick, man. All mentally is gone, finished, through. You know, the best thing for them now is just to get hit with a missile and get purified and go back to the spirit world and get cleaned up and just be right back in their state mind, man. Get out these bodies, go back to the Father, man. Go back to the spirit world and be back in your right mind. Because this is not it, man. You know? Verse 13. And it reads, continuing on. Therefore pray not thou for this people, neither lift up a cry for or prayer for them. For I will not hear them in the time that they cry unto me for their trouble. So listen, man, we're not gonna pray for, you know, you wicked ass Negroes, man. For you wicked ass niggas. You know, people like, as you said earlier, you know, it was Super Bowl. People like Snoop, man, they're still throwing up gang signs and still doing all types of, you know, madness. Listen, man, we're not gonna pray for you, man. You know, when it's time, you know, we're not gonna pray for deliverance, man. All right, for you. All right, you deserve to get hit with a missile. All right, you wicked Jakes, they deserve to get hit with a missile. People like Lil Wayne, man, look at their faces, man. You know, you saw, you know, like you gave Jakes out there, you Jakes that love to be in that whole sodomite thing, man. Go, you know, because the Most High's not going to hear it. He's through playing, man. All right, he gave you a grace period, and you didn't take advantage of it, man. You didn't use it to get yourselves cleaned up and get in your right state of mind. So good riddance, man. And the best thing, like I said, the best thing for the so-called Negroes named rest of the Spanish is to die, man. All right, is go back in the spirit world and get cleaned up. Cause enough is enough, man. You know, all brothers ready to get up out of here. The brothers that doing the work, we ready to get up out of here, man. What have my beloved to do in mine house? All right, who's the beloved? The nation of Israel. Seeing she had worked lewdness with many, and the holy flesh is passed from thee. When thou doest evil, then thou rejoice. And you know how people love to do evil, man. They have no part, man. This is why they will not be, saved on this side. Now, all the nation of Israel will be saved, but not on this side, man. Came to the kingdom of heaven, and you still messing with little boys, man. All right? You can't go in the kingdom of heaven, and your wife is, a woman is still running around, man. Still being a whore. Laying down with whoever. You know? You can't go like that. You bring these niggas to the kingdom of heaven and, they into adultery. They into getting tattoos on their faces. Into killing each other, man. All right? Come on. Let's continue on. Verse 16. And it reads, the Yahweh called thy name a green olive tree, fair and of a goodly fruit. With the noise of a great tumult, he had kindled fire upon it, and the branches of it are broken. All right, who the green olive tree? The nation of Israel, man. But we became defiled, and the fire upon it is the enemies, man. Okay, the enemies that the Most High sent upon us, man. All right, read the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, Leviticus 26. As a matter of fact, let's grab the book of Lamentation chapter 1 and verse 3, real quick, a real quick hitter. So these are things that happen to us, all right? Lamentation chapter 1 and verse 3, and it reads, she weepeth sore in the night, and her tears are on her cheeks. Among all her lovers, she have none to comfort her. All her friends have dealt treacherously with her. They are become her enemies. All right, who's this she? Jerusalem, man, the nation of Israel. All right, at one point, these people that was our peasants, our slaves, are now puffed up against us, man. Verse 3, Judah is going into captivity because of affliction and because of great servitude. She dwelleth among the heathen. She findeth no rest. All her persecutors overtook her between disgrace, man. So all of us are in slavery, man. Really from Judah on down, Continuing on, verse 17. And it reads, for the Yahweh of hosts that planted thee have pronounced evil against thee, for the evil of the house of Israel and of the house of Judah, which they have done against themselves, to provoke me to anger and offering incense unto Baal, man. So, we brought this upon ourselves, man. Going off, being disobedient. There's no more excuses. I'm talking about right now, Every Jake has seen brothers hitting highways and the byways, man. Read it on YouTube or actually seeing it in physical form, But you still see our peoples being hard-headed, man, being stiff. How people is some of the most rebellious peoples you will meet, Arrogant as hell, all right? Not arrogant like Esau, but, it's pretty up there, man. And look at our women, the so-called black woman. Proud as hell, man. So you have to go. And Yahweh have given me knowledge of it, and I know it. Then thou shewest me their doings. But I was like a lamb or an ox that is brought to the slaughter. And I knew not that they had divided devices against me, coming up, trying to bring, they trying to cast Jeremiah down, man. They didn't want to hear the prophecy. They want to hear smooth things, man. Just like now, the prophecy in the highways and the byways, our people don't want to hear this, They, especially, like I said, the black woman, she in love with the white man, man. She in love with him. She don't want to hear about him going in slavery, him being in captivity. It offends Jake, man, to hear that the same peoples that beat the hell out you, that beat you, that beat you down, is going to slavery. They don't want to hear it. Our people get offended, man. The so-called Negroes, the American Hispanics. Sick, man. That's why scriptures say the whole head is sick, man. Our people is gone. They through. They finished. Continuing on. But I was like a lamb or an ox that is brought to the slaughter. And I knew not that they had devised devices against me, saying, let us destroy the tree with the fruit thereof, and let us cut him off from the land of the living, that his name may be no more remembered. But oh Yahweh, and this is what happening now, man. You know, our enemies. It's twofold, man. Our enemies still coming back. You know, our enemies still trying to what? And our enemies, the so-called white man, still just trying to destroy us, man. That's his ultimate goal, is to get utterly power and destroy the nation of Israel. But O Yahweh of hosts, thou judgest righteously, thou triest the reins and the heart. Let me see thy vengeance on them. For unto thee have I revealed my cause. Therefore, thus said the Yahweh of the men of Anoth that seek thy life, saying, prophesy not in the name of the Yahweh, that thou die not by our hand. You want to hear smooth things, man? Therefore, thus said the Yahweh of hosts, behold, I will punish them. The young men shall die by the sword. Their sons and their daughters shall die by famine. All right? So our people's going to be, hold on, Salakia. So anyways, basically, you're going to see a lot of Jakes dying by famine, man, by slaughter. All right? You refuse to hearken unto the men of the Lord, hitting highways and the byways, telling you the good news, man, this gospel. All right? So it is what it is. All right? That's your lot. And there shall be no remnant of them. For I will bring evil upon the men of Anoth, even the year of their visitation. All right, it's speaking about them as well. All right, but it's twofold. Now in this present time, once again, you're going to see a lot of our people is dying of famine, man, dying of hunger. All right, 2/3 got to go, man. There will be no evil among the nation of Israel anymore. All right, this is the last time you will see an evil Israelite. This is the last time you will see Edomite ruling. This is the last time you will see any heathen ruling, man. From even the least Israelite will still be way greater than any heathen, man. All right. The kingdom is only for the nation of Israel, man. Okay, but we broken the covenants. Okay, but now the men you see hitting the highways and the byways, making the videos, the apostles on down, getting ourselves right. Cause we understood that His grace period was on for a certain time, man. And the only people that are going to listen to that is the elect anyway. Okay. So anyways, I'm going to end it there. And I'm going to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahah, Hodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and teaching to rule well. Shalom to the Akim, the hope for elect that puts His truth with all truth sincerity. Shalom, Brakathon.